Welcome to Cupcakes and Clarity, the podcast for high-achieving women who want success and fulfillment without burning it all down. I'm your host, Lisa Pirinelli, and every Tuesday I'm bringing you honest conversations and practical strategies to help you create more balance, purpose, and joy in your work and your life. Think of this as a heart-to-heart with a trusted friend. Together we'll get real about the challenges you face, and you'll leave every episode feeling clear, confident, and inspired to make your next chapter your best one yet. Hi, and welcome to the very first episode of Cupcakes and Clarity. I'm your host, Lisa Pirinelli, and I'm so excited you're here with me today. This show is all about mixing a little sweet inspiration with practical clarity, so you can create more balance, purpose, and joy in your life and your work. Think of this as grabbing a cupcake and a cup of coffee with a friend, and one who really gets it and has years of experience in helping women make simple, confident decisions that can directly make a positive impact in your life. If you just found me, I want to say I'm so glad you did. I'm Lisa, a life and mentor coach, a mom, and someone who knows what it feels like to look around at life that appears successful on paper, but doesn't always feel aligned inside. So for so many years, I poured my energy into building my corporate career. I did that for over 15 years. And it was a constant roller coaster of working hard to create my LinkedIn-worthy resume of success, only to feel discontented, disconnected, and frustrated at the level of joy in the actual work. And my overall life satisfaction within those leadership opportunities was slim to none. I kept telling myself that as long as I earned a certain salary and I had a more respected title, it would be worth the overwhelm and hours spent away from what mattered most to me. I did this for years, praying life would be different, better, or make more sense, or my path would be more clear. Eventually, I realized I was missing me in the equation. My own journey, including the role my faith has played in helping me trust the process and take bold steps, has brought me here. So why a podcast? I personally love listening to podcasts. I listen during my morning walks. I get some of my best ideas walking and listening, and I really enjoy the alone time. Not too long ago, I had been brainstorming some ideas to support more women than I'm able to do in my one-on-one practice when inspiration came from above. I was listening to what was typically a business podcast when the host changed the topic to the Holy Spirit. She explained how confusing it can be to understand who the Holy Spirit is and how to know what it feels like when the message is coming from this source. I really enjoyed her simple explanation, and I found it refreshing and relatable. And though it's not what I had expected to hear that morning, it was during that walk that I had these high energy business ideas on how to connect with and support large groups of women who are seeking guidance on how to make their life and work fit better with where they are in their season of life. I felt super inspired and excited about all these ideas, but I had no clue how to bring any of it to reality. After my walk, I then sat down to get on a Made for More study group, and guess what the topic was about? Yes, it too was focused around the Holy Spirit. Until that morning, I honestly had not really ever put much thought into the Holy Spirit or how this impacted my life, other than the basic knowledge that it is within me as a part of God. I suddenly went from super inspired to super overwhelmed by the more part of Made for More and tried to shut down the thoughts. I honestly prayed to slow the ideas down and instead asked for just one small step towards these grand ideas of helping women. Soon after, I started hearing hints, or I guess you could call them signs, that podcasts are a great way to connect to more women going through similar things. I heard this from so many seemingly random sources that I eventually laughed at myself because It was like having all these signs pointing to where you should go, and yet I was still stopping to ask for more directions. I realized all the value I have gained as a podcast listener myself. And I remembered I even personally know a podcast editor that I trust who could help me with this mission and keep me from feeling overwhelmed and completely supported every step of the way. All the reasons I came up with for not wanting to follow the direction from above had been removed, one objection at a time and in a very quick turnaround. God met me where I was at, and again, as always, gave me a humbling reminder to trust, listen, and keep moving forward, even at my slower than originally planned pace. Each episode is a way to connect with even more women seeking a better way to make their life and work fit together. You may be a bigger risk taker, a faster decision maker, or a more contemplative planner. So I'm here to meet you where you are by providing simple and practical strategies you can modify to fit your personality. The reality is, when we make decisions to better our life, there's this incredible positive ripple effect to all those we encounter. I believe this wholeheartedly, and it's my mission to help women juggling all the things feel more supported, seen, and bring practical solutions so they feel more joy. I've always loved connecting with women in ways that feel relaxed, encouraging, and meaningful. My favorite places to meet people are at coffee shops. And yes, I love cupcakes, but I love sweet treats in general. And then it's just a way to kind of relax and settle in and get more connected and have real, true, meaningful conversation. Early in my career, I had envisioned working in an office where you enjoyed the work and the camaraderie, but I was soon very disappointed in that there was very little shared joy at all. Everyone was on a conference call. They were eating their lunch at their desks and frantically working to hit deadlines before the end of the day. And in my attempt to make things better, I would bring homemade treats to the office just to spark connection. And my family started jokingly calling it Cupcake Tuesdays. So this podcast is the next evolution of what I was inspired to create all those years ago. A space for real conversations, encouragement, and practical steps you can use right away. That's the heart behind Cupcakes and Clarity. So here's what you can look forward to each week. Reflections where I share lessons and stories from my own journey, sort of like today. I'll share practical strategies you can use in your career and life right now, and you'll hear from other women, some heartfelt conversations from those that are navigating similar questions and transitions. This podcast is especially for women who are craving more balance, more purpose, and more joy without burning it all down. So if you've ever thought, there's got to be more than this, you're in the right place. And new episodes will drop every Tuesday, so you'll always have something fresh and encouraging to start your week with. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this very first episode of Cupcakes and Clarity. It means so much that you're here. If you enjoyed today's conversation, I'd love for you to hit subscribe or follow so you don't miss what's coming next. And speaking of what's next week we're diving into something I'm really passionate about. It's called the Freedom Map. And it's a 5-step framework I created to help you redesign your career and your life without burning it all down. I'll share 3 simple solutions so you can start right away. Until then, remember, you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start with one small step. See you next Tuesday on Cupcakes and Clarity. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Cupcakes and Clarity. If today's conversation inspired you and you'd like even more tips and strategies tailored to your life, go to lisapirinelli.com/resources for more self-guided tools. And if you're ready for personal support to help you navigate what's holding you back, I'd love to meet you. Head over to lisapirinelli.com to schedule your free consultation call. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean so much if you shared it with a friend or leave a quick review. Until next time, here's to creating more clarity, confidence and joy in your life, one cupcake at a time.